Hello everybody, welcome to the live replay stream for the TEC Offseason special in 2025. 3 rounds of Super GT Multiclass action for the first part of the off-season. So it was round 1 on Monday at Suzuka, and we will be going through that race and see what happened. And you'll see the upcoming rounds next Monday at Autopolis, and then round 3 to finish the Super GT off-season fun at Fuji. Alright, let's dive into the qualifying results. So we have two classes, GT 500 and GT 300, and we have 8 GT 500s and 7 GT 300s for this race. With a full grid we have 9 GT 500. So here we go. Slugsy takes pole position in the Honda NSX GT 500. Rev on the front row as well in the Nissan GTR. Then it's second row Jaeger and Beetlejuice, Nissan and Lexus. Third row we have River and Shadow, Honda and Lexus. And row number 4 we have a Gixxer, aka known as Rick, with his first race with us at CLR, and Couch Racing in P8. Sorry, and then we'll have a look at the GT 300 class, where we see Lemony taking pole in the Audi R8 LMS. Deering next to him in the Mercedes SLS AMG. We have Taz and Dashi up next, Ferrari 458 Italia and the McLaren 650S, and then Weber and Ovic, BMW Z4 and a Nissan GTR Nismo, and Blasi with the Aston Martin Vantage. He got disconnected during that qualifying session. You see the time, 2:0.59, so he actually started P13 overall. So that were the qualifying results. Good evening, Weber, and good evening, River. So yeah, 60 minutes at Suzuka, dry weather conditions. And with that being said, we jump directly into the replay now. So let's go. Slugsy with a good start. Rev not the best one. And Jaeger in his green and black machine early on, trying to get the move around the outside into P2. Rev third with Beetlejuice in fourth. River in the Takata Honda side by side up to P4. We have Rick and Shad, Couch, and then we have the GT 300 steering with a good start. Here getting into pole for the GT 300, the leading position. Lemony, who started on pole in the Audi, in second, and Taz in third. Blasi and the Vantage P12 overall. Weber in that lovely BMW Z4. Ovic in his GTR Nismo, and Dashi with the McLaren. So yeah, we are trying to replicate a 2013-14 season in Super GT, something like that. So the closest we can get with the existing cars in the game to have like real multi-class feeling
don't have the actual models. We're trying to replicate that, and Sluxy with an early gap already. Jaeger with his usual slow start to the race. We know that, I know that, it's a pain, not gonna lie, but yeah, it's just what it is for me. It just takes forever to get up to speed into a rhythm, but for now it's P2 Rev in third position, so everyone is starting on the medium tires by the looks for this first stint. Very close racing early on. No, it's actually Rick on the racing softs in his very bright green colored Lexus. Couch is on the mediums and Shadow as well. Lemony got into the lead on racing soft tires in the Audi, Deering on mediums in that SLS. AMG still close, Tess also on mediums. The Ferrari looking strong, Blasi on mediums. So close racing in the early stages of that 60-minute race. We have Dashi and Ovic. And Sluxy checking out, but it looks early this race. It looks like Jaeger is holding up Rev for a little bit here. Gets a decent jump, but looks out of spool, but not always that, trust me. Beetlejuice and River, a little gap already forming. Sluxy with a very early lead. Opening up that gap nicely. That's 1.5 seconds already, so cleared the slipstream range. Now with a 52.1. Oh, 52.1 for Jaeger as well. 51.6 Rev. Like now starting to pick up the pace. Has to be patient still. Oh, a bit wide for Jaeger onto the grass. And again over the grass. Lock trying to defend that position. No. Over just dirty tires. And cannot hold that position as well. It's Beetlejuice who wants to get that position as well. I think Jaeger's still suffering from dirty tires a little bit and a bit out of shape. Now you will see that going through the Dagnars. Not the best exit, and it all bunched up behind Beetlejuice and also River. Now really close, going deep into the hairpin. Not the best exit once again, but keeps that position for now. Ooh, that is close. River now. Let's get the perspective out of that NSX. It's bumper to bumper racing into Spoon early on the brakes lifting. You see Rick right behind still on his soft tires. Not close enough this time to go for a move. What about Beetlejuice? Yes. Close gap to Jaeger. Gaining in that braking zone for the Casio triangle. Will it be enough all around this time? Down the main straight. You see a little bit of a gap to River. Now closing that gap to Jaeger. Jaeger staying with Rev. Oh, and it nearly touches the outside curve again. Unsettled. Scar again gets not the best run out of turn number 2. Struggling for pace through the S's. Once again gives River the chance as well to get closer. And I also like that Beetlejuice is running an original TEC livery from a couple of seasons ago. Oh, over that curb. And not the best run, goes wide again out of Degna 2. This is opportunity for Beetlejuice, who places his car alongside and has that position for now. Great move. Beetlejuice up to P3, Jaeger 4th, River 5th, Rick in P6, Shadow P7, Couch P8. Then we have a look at our GT 300 class, where Lemony on those softs is opening up that gap as expected probably. And during P2 in the GT 300, Blasi went up to 3rd in class, got past Taz and Weyburn, but still very close on racing lap number 4. Weyburn is also using the softs. Under pressure, here comes Dashi, trying to go for a move into the Spoon, and a bit of lag happening. Teleporting back and forth, trying to go for the cut back, and made that move through Spoon curve. And Ovic had a little moment through Spoon, trying to get up to speed. So Slugsy with a big lead. Rev with the fastest lap so far, trying to close that gap. Beetlejuice there in P3. The gap is not too big. Cannot separate him. Still like close between Beetlejuice, Jaeger and River. E3, 4 and 5. We see Rick on those soft tires. We see the wear. Shadow on the mediums. Also still in striking distance. Couch with a little bit of a gap after 4 racing laps. Trying to get into a rhythm slowly. Lemony with that aggressive strategy to start on softs. That gap, and here's the GT 300 battle, so stay with that probably for a little while. See during Blasi, Taz, very, very close. On track, what's that gap to Lemony? 3-4 seconds maybe at this stage. A lovely sounding car, that SLS AMG. It's shame that it's like not that competitive in Group 3 with other cars. And Blasi with a good run in his Aston Martin. Take a look behind. Taz is still there. Dashi as well. Very similar lap times for the drivers so far. Dashi a bit deep. Nearly. Good racing so far from the drivers. See where is Weber now, losing contact a little bit. Oh, we see probably a move. No. Looked closer than it was for a brief moment. Different lines through Degna 1 out of the Dunlop curve into the hairpin. Still very close and a nice looking grid. And we saw what's happening in the GT 500 class. can probably see just by the visuals that that gap is coming down between Sluxy and Rev. Beetlejuice opened up that gap slightly to Jaeger and River. Purple for the Finnish driver, and then something happens. Wheel issues for Beetlejuice, as I can remember in the chat, so he had to reset that wheel. Lost 2 positions. It's an auto drive. Now a bit weird for Shadow, probably, and now I think he's back up to pace. Now lost Beetlejuice quite some time, but he can continue that race. Bunches up the GT500 field behind Beetlejuice with Shadow and Rick. Yeah, for a brief moment. But all good, all good. Can continue with the racing. Oh, spoon curve. A little bit twitchy for Rick. Lost some momentum there, and Shadow trying to stay with Beetlejuice. That slip, which is now back up to speed. And let's see that gap to River. Yeah, that's 5 seconds maybe now, and River with a familiar look now for the rest of this race. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. So the 2 German drivers, they were just driving within a second for the rest of that race now. So intense, but also, as mentioned in chat, the dirty air, not that easy to follow. So big shout out to River already, keeping it then within a second for most of that race. You see Jaeger slowly now getting into a rhythm. 51 highs, but definitely not the pace at the front. We see Rev with a 51.0 now, picking up the pace, and a crucial moment definitely for River this period, for Rev this period, to catch Sluxy and then to sit behind and save some fuel. That's probably the idea for Rev at this stage. So we have a look at Couch, not up to pace at the moment with the rest of the GT500 grid. Deering leading now. So what happened to Lemony? Oh, pit stop for Lemony. So the softs didn't last that long. That's just roughly 15 minutes. So he's now using the medium tires and stuck behind Ovich through the S's. Is there a way past Ovich? Definitely the tire advantage, fresh medium tires. But we all know Suzuka, a technical track and difficult to go for clean overtakes. So probably the best chance is to send it into the hairpin, get a good run out of deck. Now 2. This is exactly what Lemony is trying to do, and then he runs a bit too wide. So gets dirty tires and has to wait for at least another lap. Have a look at Webern, this BMW Z4 and the tires, the softs. Yeah, 50% down. So better than this Audi R8, but looks up. Or Lemony was just not feeling them. And this is interesting. Now 4 cars now really close for the lead in the GT300. And Tess around the outside. What a move out of the Casio triangle. This gives Blasi the opportunity to open up a gap to this 3-car battle group. TEC in P10 overall, second in class. It runs a bit too deep into the turn 1. Gives steering that chance, and he uses that opportunity right away. Moves up into P2 in the GT 300s test, still in third, and Dashi in fourth position. So 3-car battle, close racing in that mid-pack. What about Ovic and Lemony? Lemony back in that attacking mode, and we see Webern, just as I mentioned, his tires looking not too bad. Went for a new set of medium tires now and is facing some GT 500 traffic. Ooh, and here's all the leader, Sluxy versus Ovic, and ooh, what happened? Sluxy touched Ovic. Unlucky moment. Lemony trying to get out of the way. Golden opportunity for Rev now. We closed that gap with the lapped traffic not being kind to Sluxy. So that gap has come down now between the leaders. Half a second, I reckon. So that changes now everything for that race. Sluxy had, I'd say, 4 seconds. Now that gap has vanished. And right behind. We have the two Germans in 3 and 4, Jaeger and River. They got past the first GT 300 cars. Now we'll face some more over the next lap or so. We'll see it. The GT 500s, they didn't really have like the top hand advantage on that straight. I was a bit so surprised to not catch those GT 300s earlier, but then so much more grip with that added downforce. And here inside against Lemony, and also River says, okay, I'll take that as well, the inside line. So they got past Lemony. Here we have next up Beetlejuice with that comeback drive. Now with that 158, yeah, that's 6 seconds, 7 maybe, depending on the pace. So definitely lost quite some time with that wheel issue. And now the interesting bit with multi-class racing, when the faster class has to find the way past the slower class. Always some drama. Couch in the meantime got past Rick, now really struggling on the softs. You see the tire wear is now really high and not able to go the speed. Lazi is leading the GT 300s. That's probably 2 seconds. Deering versus TEC once again, and I think we see a big of a moment between TEC and Dashi. TEC got sent into the barrier. Dashi with an aggressive move. He made that mistake. He waits definitely for TEC, but was a bit of like TEC was frustrated after that. He was in that fight. So Stewart's decision after the race was a 10-second penalty for Dashi. still good sportsmanship waited, and that reduced that penalty in the end. But yeah, a bit of a shame for Tess at least. But things happen, nothing to worry, and we see Zach, aka Lemony, like using his windshield wipers to get the most out of that car. For a brief moment at least. That gap to Ovic has opened up. And also Weber with a different strategy. Softs and now mediums. Don't think you can go to the end on those mediums, but we shall see. We shall see what will happen. So the GT 500 leaders just got past the GT 300 with Blasi, the top two. So, and then we stick with River and Jaeger. Let's go to the onboard. We see the GT 300s now in that first sector through the S's. We go, getting closer, higher cornering speeds. Oh, the faster cars around the outside. Goes Jaeger, and what about River? Yeah, that gap opens up, doesn't lose too much time. So what happens with the next overtake? It's Blasi, I think they will just get him before Spoon. Oh, we had a party chat going on, and Blasi was a bit concerned. We were like, yeah, I'll take the inside, it's all good. We will see how that ends. A bit deep, baby. And then River says, okay, I'll take that inside as well. Blasi was like, I love you so much. But well played. Saw that gap and went for it. No contact. Good move. And so nothing changed between Jaeger and River. Whoa, look at under the braking, wow, quite the difference between the two. Aggressive braking for River versus a bit more, I don't know, smooth. But it's probably just me being very, very rusty and not like trusting Group 2 cars that much. We'll also see it like going into the hairpin. I was checking the replay. I was just, I don't know, braking 20 meters earlier than all the other cars. Oops. It's just muscle memory, I guess. With the Group 3s, you usually brake when you see that curb, the end of that curb, but I was braking definitely too early, lost 2/10 every time. But that's very annoying, but still a fun race in the end. So Beetlejuice with that comeback drive after the wheel issue, closing that gap slowly to Jaeger and River. We have at our front two runners, Sluxy and Rap, now doing like a bit of a tandem drive. And if you notice like the fuel level, that is the interesting part now. I think you see Sluxy under 25 and Raf, look at that, that's 30. So definitely using that slipstream and short shifting that car, doesn't lose too much pace. So, and will probably pay off towards the end of the race, but more about that later. We see Jaeger and River fuel levels pretty the same. Also, tires a bit more wear on the fronts for Jaeger in the GTR versus River in the NSX, but I think it's still fairly even between those two. Also looks like that Lexus roughly the same tire wear, so I think the BOP in the older Group 2 GT500 cars is quite good, so not much difference between those cars. Shadow, bit of a wiggle coming out of Degner too. Couch in P7, trying to get past a GT300, that is the Audi. Oh, very patient. Not sending it into the Degner, and then, giving Lemony a little warm welcome. Punt, whoopsie. And we have Rick now using the medium tires. For the third lap now, by the looks. Fuel getting an issue for Blasi now after 28 minutes of racing, so a bit short with the fuel as it looks. So can he get another lap? No. Oh, that is a 3-second penalty for Blasi. He cut that entry. And look at Deering's fuel, 25 still remaining. Also that McLaren is empty on fuel. Where is Lemony? Will he get past Blasi? Could happen. Here comes Blasi, but we will see that 3-second penalty now appearing over that car. So that pit entry, and then if you want to visit the Discord chat and see the translated version what he was saying, you'll find it there. A lot of lovely, nice words definitely came out of his mouth. So now everyone has pitted except for Deering in the GT300s. Yep. Let's see how long Deering can stay out. Sluxy and Ref, they're staying out. Jaeger as well, but the fuel is getting low. The same for River, so same fuel levels. It's quite a difference between Jaeger and Ref. Look at that, both driving the GTR, and that is a significant difference between the two. And just over the halfway mark now. Also, Beetlejuice with a great job with the fuel, roughly 20 liters or percent remaining. So this looks like a longer stint on the mediums as well, at least compared to Sluxy, Jaeger and River. So fuel looking now very, very tight for Sluxy, the race leader. He probably has to pit now. And tire wear looking pretty decent, not gonna lie. Of course you are a poet. And okay, BMW very thirsty, but it looks just 12 laps on fuel. That's crazy. Maybe you have to short shift a little bit. Sluxy just avoided that track limit penalty for the pit entry. So Ruff now into the lead. And we should see Jaeger and River now pitting as well. Yeah, 4 liters remaining. Beetlejuice staying out. P2 it is for now. We see Shadow as well hitting, and we'll see the tire choice now for the Travis Sluxy going 91% and going on to racing soft tires. So 28 minutes on racing soft tires. Interesting. With Jaeger using another set of mediums, the same goes for River. We're not trusting the softs to last till the end. Shadow didn't change tires at all. Not so sure about that strategy, to be honest. I mean, they're already halfway down and they won't be getting any better. I don't think you will gain that much time without changing them. It's 4 or 5 seconds maybe what a tire change will cost you. Couch with some fuel saving magic as well in that Honda NSX staying out for one more lap. And Rick in P8 currently. We have Deering still on his first tire stint. Fuel looking very, very good in that AMG, but the fronts are not looking that good anymore. So will be a tough decision maybe for Deering. Pit now and go for mediums, or run until you're out of fuel and then maybe try and go on to soft tires. In 5-6 minutes, so probably doable, and then softs might be an option for Deering. So Lemony second in class and Blasi third after taking that 3-second penalty. Soft tires for Blasi in the Aston Martin. That's interesting. Also early. But it looks like another pit stop maybe, or is that Aston Martin also so good on fuel? We'll find out. So Webern and Dashi. The gap not too big. In the end, Taz on the mediums. And there's Ovich Spoon Curve. Just got overtaken by Beetlejuice, that is. So, lap 19, in lap probably for Rapp and Beetlejuice. Yeah, into the pits we go now. And let's have a look at the tires. Yeah, could risk the softs maybe now. What about Beetlejuice? Fuel is low. Also, this looks to be a soft tire stint for Beetle. With Sluxy on those softs, that is very interesting to see. It will be a very long stint for Sluxy, and where is Sluxy? That undercut worked for now. He stays in that lead. But Raf not too far behind and on the soft tires as well. Jaeger and River still close, and Beetlejuice out of pits on soft tires. Definitely the advantage for the next 10 minutes with those soft tires. Definitely more pace in them. With River and Jaeger both running mediums. Oh, a little bit of a yellow flag situation. Who was off track? Don't see that anymore. But not a GT 500 car. So Beetlejuice should be catching the two Germans very quick. And then we have Shadow with a bit of a lonely race with his interesting strategy to not change the tires. Rick with a first short stint on softs. Mediums, looks like another pit stop is incoming. And Couch now also using soft tires. And we see Deering still staying out. But the fuel now is getting really low. Will be tough to get one more lap by the looks. So it will be roughly 39 minutes. So yeah, 21 on softs doable. Definitely we'll find out very, very soon. But this will bunch up the GT 300 grid towards the end of that race. Pretty sure the different strategies. Lemony and Blasi. We have soft tires for Blasi pushing now. Lemony on those mediums. We'll be pitting again, so maybe soft tires again for Lemony as well. We go to Deering. No, oh, you see understeer deluxe. This will be the in lap. Can't see Deering doing another lap on fuel. So in we go. Lemony probably with 2 more laps, and then could be softs again. But it will be pretty sure softs again. That fuel looking quite low for Blasi, not gonna lie. So probably another pit stop incoming. I don't know why I was doing my race. I was not really paying attention to the GT 300 too much going on in my rear view mirror with the River not letting loose. But yeah, Deering went on to the soft tires now, and we have Ref closing that gap. The first 1:49 lap time happening. Sluxy with a 53 4/10, but you definitely see that gap is coming down between the two, and I think Ref should be within slipstream range really soon again. We see some GT 300 traffic, but went well for both. Now we see blue flags once again. That looks to be Dashi's McLaren. Oh, bit of a moment for Sluxy coming out of the hairpin. That rear stepping out, losing some momentum. This is the opportunity for Raf to go for a double overtake. GT 300 and Sluxy. Spoon inside line. No drama for Raf. Good exit out of Spoon. We could see a move happening now. Getting closer to run towards 130R. Sluxy defending the inside line. Was close already. Through the chicane we go. And Oh, Jaeger cam. It needs to happen. Come on. Oh, early upshift Slugsy as well. Interesting. Doesn't lose too much time. Braking for turn 2, 1 and 2. A bit deep. Manages to keep that car between the white lines. Now through the S's. No opportunity for Ruff to really go for a move. Oh, Slugsy runs wide. A little bit of distraction happening, and Deering the outside through deck number 1. Oh, that was a bit of a moment, but they made it work somehow. Just close your eyes and pray, hope for the best. But we have a new leader, Ruff, now in the lead in the Nissan GTR GT500 2008. Slugsy in the Honda NSX in P2. Then that gap to Jaeger has opened up a little bit. Beetlejuice got past the river. Yeah, Beetlejuice on those soft tires. So I was really hoping that the river would hold up Beetlejuice for a bit longer. And I could get a bigger gap, but no, that didn't happen. So we'll see what happens now. Beetlejuice with a great run. I was so sure he was going for it. No, he was just staying behind, taking it easy, waiting maybe for some blue flags. Definitely an interesting situation now. We see two GT300s fighting, and this was where I was like, why am I not gaining? But, so that looked close. GT300s be like, what the hell is just going on? But somehow it worked. But you see, like it is close, and you see the soft tire advantage after the S's. We will see probably the same old move into the hairpin. Good exit out of deck number 2, not the best. Trying to defend the inside line, but then better position and line for Beetlejuice. Goes around the outside and up to P3. Oh, what up? Jaeger still there, trying to use Beetlejuice's space to keep River at a distance, but spoiler alert, it won't be happening. And that gap will come down again towards the end. I think that is currently the biggest gap between the two German drivers. Roughly 2 seconds or something like that. We will see left cars again. Beetlejuice gets the run, the overtake early on. Rough timing for Jaeger. And send it on the inside. Whee! Over the grass, but makes it work somehow. And instantly River gains half a second. Now behind Deering, where to go. So the announcement was, like GT300s, you stay on that racing line, and the faster GT500s have to find a way around you on track in a safe way, and that's usually you can go around the outside with more downforce. have a look at Shadow's experiment with driving on dead medium tires. Still 13 minutes and a bit to go. Rick P7 again with a pit stop to come, probably. And Couch on softs tries to get to the end of the race with those soft tires. So Deering with the amazing fuel saving abilities in that SLS AMG, leading in the GT 300s currently by quite a gap, roughly 10 seconds, 8 maybe, something like that. Lemony and Blasi. So Lemony is back out on soft tires again. The same for Blasi. So they went aggressive, but with 2 soft stints versus 1 soft stint for Deering. So now can they catch the Irish driver till the end of that race? So yeah, 7-8 seconds roughly at that point between Deering and Lemony and Blasi as well. Dashy and also not too far off. Whoa, big of a slide going on in that McLaren, and off track over the grass. Oh, that's not the fastest way to do it. Ovic in the lovely Nissan GTR Nismo. It screams like Super GT, that car. They were in the ever so thirsty Z4, as we've learned, but a good looking car and good sounding car. And Tess, that race went a bit downhill for Tess, and after the contact maybe also not in the right mindset. Then and Ruff has opened up that gap now, and look at the lap times, all 50s. Sluxy unable to keep up with that pace, 51. So Sluxy pitted, I think, 2 laps earlier and went onto the soft tires, so we see that already with the tire wear. So the first drop off happened with those tires. Beetlejuice with 50s also, good pace, and just a bit quicker than the medium runners, Jaeger and River, with a bit of ups and downs with the lap times, but that's due to traffic, pretty sure. But apart from that, in clean air, they're roughly doing the same lap times, approaching the final 10 minutes of the race now. Shadow still running those very warm mediums, 53s currently. It's an opportunity for Rick or Couch to close that gap. Oh, that was very patient driving. But should get the overtake now done before they happen. Oh, taking it very easy. Whoa, nearly loses that car. And we see Couch suddenly right behind Rick, goes around the outside. Here more downforce Oops. A little bit of a wiggle. But cleared over before spoon curve. And nearly goes wide. But has some slipstream now. Let's have a look at the GT 300 class. The Deering, that gap has come down definitely. 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4 seconds roughly. So we have a look at the lap times. 2:01s for Deering versus 59s and 0s for Lemony. 59.555. I think that's the fastest GT 300 lap time for that race for Blasi. 2:01, so probably blue flag situations going on, but still close, those two. And I'd say tire advantage for Blasi in the Aston Martin compared to Lemony's Audi R8. And Deering, that has a little bit of a tire eater. So worst tires for Deering, but still leading that GT 300 class. No, but that gap is definitely coming down between Deering, Lemony and the Blasi. So we're up for a close couple of minutes then in that class. So let's go back to the front and see, since getting into the lead, Ruff never looked back. That gap is 5, 6, 7 seconds roughly now. But also the gap between Slugsy and Beetlejuice big enough. So top 3. And if I can remember correctly, Jaeger and River weren't really gaining on Beetlejuice. Still 3-4 tenths a lap. That is warns of tires, but still quicker. Or we see Rick pitting. That fuel was a bit too low. And with less than 6 minutes to go, we also have this interesting fight for P4. So River is back in that 1 second range. And yeah, definitely not an easy task for both of the drivers. It was very intense, not gonna lie. So those two close final 5 minutes of the race. Shadow still managing to keep those tires alive in P6. Couch in P7 and Rick with the emergency pit stop and some fresh soft tires. And then we should see that gap coming down even more between Deering and Lemony. 2:01s now. We see that's 2 seconds, 2.5 maybe between Deering and Lemony, and Blasi also right behind Lemony in that slipstream. So it's all coming together towards the end of that race. It's still a bit of a shame that we don't see the deltas on the replay. It would be so much better to judge like what happened. We can still see it with the lap times on the right hand side. So we get that feeling, and also the visuals just tell us that Lemony was catching Deering's tires. Yeah, he should make it till the end, but the understeer might be real, like really real. I think we have a look at an interesting camera perspective. So it's the penultimate lap for Jaeger and River. I think also Sluxy and Beetlejuice. The only driver that gets lap 33 will be Ref, so spoiler alert. But with Sluxy and Beetlejuice, that gap is still big enough, so nothing to worry for Sluxy. And the two Germans still at it. Still roughly a second between both of them. So we go to this one. Deering struggling now with grip on those fronts. Look at that, 3 cars coming out of Casio Triangle. Blasi trying to force his way on the inside. What a move, Deering on the inside. It's a little bit of a tap. Lemony versus Blasi. Still that fight is still raging on. So let's see, that this one should be a good perspective. So, fronts are dead now, the understeer is real. And we should see Lemony with the run, but Deering has the inside line for Degner 1. Keeps that. Lemony has to back out. Blasi right behind now. Degner 2, Deering goes wide, gets a little bit of a tap, through goes Blasi up into P2 in class, braking for the hairpin. Deering ultra defensive, understeers, they go side by side again, a little bit of a tap once again between Lemony and Blasi. Oh, it is interesting now. Let's go to Lemony's perspective. Already the final lap, if I'm not mistaken. But they're on that final lap, okay, so we can watch that later. So let's go Lemony's perspective side by side through 130R, who's a doable white line for Blasi. Deering inside line, Lemony on the outside, and then we just see a bit of an unfortunate leg move, bit of contact, and Deering got sent deep into the chicane. Final lap for Blasi and Lemony. So Deering is out of that battle. Unfortunate. It happens like with netcode a little bit. And now Blasi on the inside versus Lemony, who's on the grass, nearly loses the car. Woo! That was close. And we see Couch right behind. So Sluxy finished that race already in P2. We should see, oh, we just missed it. Damn timing, but River wanted to go side by side through 130R, I can remember correctly, and nearly made it work. But so Sluxy second, Beetlejuice third, Jaeger fourth, River fifth, and then we see the GT 300s on that final lap. Blasi opened up that gap. Now better tires, well, it looks here Lemony's tires are toast. And Couch with a last lap overtake. Doesn't interfere with that battle though. And what's that gap? Oh, a bit wide for Blasi on the exit of Spoon, but manages to keep the momentum going, and with the tire advantage should keep that class win for the GT 300s. One more time through the Casio triangle we go, and it's Blasi with that win in the Aston Martin, closely followed by Lemony, and Deering will finish third. And then let's go to Ref, who we just caught there crossing that line. Alright, so then let's bring up the race results for round number 1. So Ref with the victory in the Nissan GTR fastest lap as well. So an extra point goes to Ref. The extra point for the pole position goes to Sluxy. Sluxy in P2, and Beetlejuice in 3rd position. Then the 2 German drivers Jaeger and River, P4, P5. Shadow in 6th, and Couch and Rick finishing 7th and 8th in the GT500 class. And we go to the GT300s with Blasi taking the victory and the fastest lap in class as well, an extra point. Lemony with pole position, that extra point goes to Lemony. And P2 in class, Deering 3rd with Dashi 4th. And we have Ovich and Webern. And Taz, who I think parked it at some point and finishes the race P7 in class, P15 overall. So yeah, that was round number 1. So we will be back next Monday for round number 2, Autopolis. Again, the weather forecast will be posted on Sunday. I had a brief look at it. It looks like it will be mostly sunny again. We'll see when we come closer to the weekend, so what real life weather will bring. So there was like the potential, like with going with all Japanese tracks, that if it rains in real life, we will have rain in the game as well. So Suzuka had a dry race. There was rain somewhere in the area, but not during the scheduled race time. Let's see if Autopolis or Fuji will bring some of the rain to spice things up even more. But yeah, that was the replay for the first race of Super GT TEC Offseason 2025. So I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun driving and doing the comms as usual. So yeah, hope to see you next week. We'll be doing the same, racing on Monday and then the replay on Wednesday. Alright, see you there. Take care, have a good time. Bye bye.